All right, hour number 2, like I said, some Boise State basketball, some NFL playoff football, a chance to go see the Harlem Globetrotters. Hour number 2, Prater, going to be fresh and fun, and I can't wait to start it off right now with Boise State hoops.
Let's do it, my friend. Let's do a big game Saturday night, 6 o'clock. 6
o'clock at Extra Mile Arena against Colorado State.
Easy win.
Let's go to the hotline right now. One of the more popular players on this team, certainly developing into a fan favorite and a huge piece of the puzzle this year. Naje Smith joining us right now. And Naje, welcome to Idaho Sports Talk, man. How you doing today?
Doing good. Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, we've been waiting to interview you, Naje. So we got a lot of questions built up. So I hope you're ready to be in the Mike Prater hot seat. Okay, Naje?
You can handle it, Naj. You can handle it.
Hey, Naje,
I hope so.
With this team this year, Naje, obviously 16-5, 6-2 in the league. You guys have put yourself in a position where all your goals are still right in front of you. In your opinion, what does this particular team do consistently well? What can you hang your hat on regarding your squad every single night?
I think definitely you can always trust Max to turn the ball over, but
there's zinger number 1.
We know. I know that they're going to bring it. And I definitely feel like this year we have the trust within our team that every guy's going to bring it and that we're going to work hard.
Naje, defending bigger players, you've been asked to do a lot of that this year. And, you know, you're a rim protector. And at your size, that's rare in college basketball. You continue to impress every time we see you out there. You guys have had to run small this season. What is it about defending bigger players? Did you have to do it a lot when you were a kid? Has that been better? Because, Naje, most nights, the guy you're guarding is 2-3 inches taller than you. How is that?
Yeah, I'm just a small man in a big world, but I definitely, growing up, I was always a little bit taller, so I was always guarding the big guys. And then as time, everyone started to catch up to me over time, and they just kept growing and growing.
We're talking to Naje Smith, Boise State basketball player, senior forward out of Spokane, Washington, a former friend, current friend, maybe a future friend of Max Rice. We'll talk about that relationship. It's a beautiful story moving forward. But Naje, I just want to know about you, man. I want to know about you as a person. I've heard all these great stories about you. And, you know, let's just start off by the phrase that we hear all the time, Naj being Naj. What the hell does that mean?
That's definitely been me and just my weird, very different style of kind of doing things. But people can't fault it because it seems to work somehow. And that's how I think Naj being Naj came to be.
Now, you show up at press conference in sunglasses. I think you've worn some SpongeBob bikini bottom tennis shoes at games this year. So you do have this little knack for being weird. Does that come from you being a child? How did you develop that personality? Let's talk about this personality a little bit.
I was definitely, a lot of people don't know, I was a big nerd growing up. Always playing games on the computer, PlayStation, always into manga, reading these, definitely into comics, Yu-Gi-Oh! And everything. So kind of just me growing up in that world and being kind of on both sides, being an athlete and then kind of behind closed doors, kind of just being in my own little weird world.
He's dropping about 10 points, grabbing about 5 rebounds a game this season for Boise State. He's Naje Smith. He's with us right now. And, you know, if you were not a hooper, Naje, if basketball was not a part of your life, what do you think you would be doing? What type of education would you maybe pursuing? What line of work would you eventually want to be in? Have you ever given that thought and let our listeners know if you had nothing to do with basketball, what do you think you'd be into?
Oh, I would definitely be the tallest bus driver there is.
Okay, yeah, bus driver, huh?
Oh, no. One of my big passions was definitely editing pictures and kind of on the media side of things. So I definitely would like to explore photography more, videography, and kind of explore the world and take pictures through kind of my eyes.
Do you do that now? Like, I mean, you travel a lot. You're on the plane a lot. I know you're usually traveling with the social media guy on the Boise State Athletic Department, but do you dabble in that a little bit?
A little bit here and there sometimes, yeah.
What about your fashion? I've heard these stories about fashion, and I need some fashion help. We all need some fashion help around here, but do you have fashion? Do you wear clothes, or, you know, do you just show up in gym shoes and gym shorts? What are you wearing right now?
Oh, right now I definitely got some Jordan 1s on, gray sweats for the ladies, a blue jacket and a hat, just something comfortable. I usually try to go comfortable with a nice pair of shoes. The shoes definitely sell it.
All right, I'm the king of follow-ups. I got a follow-up here. Would you some kind of pants for the ladies? What does that mean? and how do I get a pair of those?
It's been rumored that ladies love gray sweatpants, so.
I love that line. Okay.
Where's that information been my whole life?
That's Naje being Naje, man. Prater, you just asked one of our listeners or one of our interviewers, what are you wearing right now? That's pretty good, man. I don't know if you've ever asked anybody that.
Probably not. Probably not.
Naje Smith, Boise State basketball with us here. And hey, one word to describe your jump shot. What would you say?
Oh, it wouldn't be a word. It would be a sound, and it'd be like ooh,
ooh, ooh, oh, yeah. It's that sexy jump shot, Naje.
All right, let's talk about Max Rice. Let's get serious and let's have some fun. I got a couple of questions for Max, for you and for Max. And you guys, both grew up in the Spokane area. Obviously, Leon was up there coaching, and you were up there with your family. You both went through the AAU circuit together. You've been hanging out, playing ball, and eating orange slices from Mr. and Mrs. Rice since you were like 10 years old. So how did this relationship start? And what do you remember about this relationship in its early times?
As long as I can remember, we've been pretty close. But even further back, though, we weren't always close friends, but definitely rivals when we met each other. Thankfully, my team came out on top. But
what do you first remember about Max in terms of just, the basketball competitor? We see him now, and he's just the scrappy guy that you want on your team because you don't want him on the other team, despite the turnovers, despite the flaws, despite the hiccups. So we've both taken our shots at Max Rice, let's be honest. But what we're seeing now is pretty cool. But what do you remember at first about him being a basketball player?
Man, one thing comes to mind, and it was, damn, he made that? He could launch it. He could hit from anywhere on the court, and that's what I always noticed about his game and respected.
What's your ultimate fashion getup? Like, if you guys make the NCAA tournament again, and Naje Smith is hopping off the bus, maybe to show up to the arena or the hotel, and you're not in your game warm-ups yet, what are you wearing?
Ooh, I'm definitely going to be sporting the retro Jordan 1s for sure, my go-tos.
Okay.
Maybe some khakis.
Okay. Khakis. They're all,
Yeah, don't go with khakis, dude. You're better than khakis, man. The khakis are for guys like me.
I love khakis.
The khakis are good for you, man. You can do better than khakis. Go back to the gray sweatpants.
All right, so gray sweatpants. And then I think if we're in the March Madness tournament, I might not go any top. I might just go backpack.
Oh, a little J.R. Smith. No shirt? I like that.
I like that. Yeah, you just don't wear a shirt and you wear the backpack. That's what you wear instead of a shirt. You just have your backpack on. I mean, I can't pull that off. I don't know if you could, but Naje might have a shot at that.
Well, Naje definitely has a shot at that, and I have zero shot at that. So, Naje, let's talk about this basketball team and where you think it sits right now. In all seriousness, I know that you got a big game on Saturday coming off that ugly game, but you pulled out the win against Fresno State. So it takes this type of season to get to the NCAA tournament. How would you describe this season and where you guys sit right now?
Definitely feel like we're up at the top. I feel very confident. Last year, we definitely took over the league. And then this year, I feel like we're definitely around that same range. We have a huge opportunity ahead of us. You can see everybody's locked in. It's tough. We have bad games, ups and downs, but we keep pushing and keep working hard. And I definitely think this team is destined for greatness and hopefully can do something that last year's team couldn't even do.
I've predicted a couple of weeks ago, and I'll change my mind because I'm a flip-flopper like that. But right now, I think you guys are not only going to the NCAA tournament. I think it's a lock, depending. I mean, I don't see a collapse, so I'm not even going to go there. I think you guys are going to the NCAA tournament, and for the first time in school history, you're going to win a basketball game. Please tell me you have that kind of confidence.
Oh, I have that confidence 100%, and I think Max does too.
Well, we know Max does. Max, he's confident about everything. What's his kryptonite? What's his weakness?
Oh, Max's weakness? Oh, getting off the ground.
Yeah. Okay. If you and Max were going to go on a double date with your dates, and it's Naje and Max, and then your date and Max's date, I'm not even sure really where I'm going.
Yeah, where are you going with this?
With this question? But if
are you sure they can even get dates?
If that was the scenario, like, what do you think? What do you think you would order? What do you think Max would order? Like, how do you think that night would go? And maybe you guys have done it, but if it were to happen this year, Naje, give us a look into the crystal ball of if you guys went on a double date with a couple of nice ladies.
That's yeah. So I definitely think Max would convince me to get something crazy on the menu. I definitely could see that. And I think the girls would be a little upset that me and him are having a better time than they were. So it might not go the best.
3 years ago today, Kobe Bryant passed away, Naje, in a tragedy that rocked the basketball world. Your teammate, Kobe Young, I don't know if his parents named him after Kobe Bryant, but you just hear and see a lot more Kobes now in the world, and I think Kobe Bryant has a huge piece to that. I don't know, you were growing up in Spokane playing JUCO ball in Arizona. I mean, Kobe was kind of like your generation's Jordan, it felt like. Do you still think about that? What did that do to you with the death of Kobe Bryant 3 years ago today, man?
I still remember where I was at when I got the news in JUCO, and it just felt like the world kind of stopped for a second. And that's just shout out to Kobe and the person that he was. He was such an ideal figure and such a hard worker that almost everyone past basketball, past race, respected Kobe Bryant. And I think a lot of people, from what he did, especially me, wanted to be just like him, someone that could influence so many people on such a large scale, and was such everyone thinks of Kobe being such like a hard ass and tough guy, but like outside of it, he reminded me a lot like Jordan. He was really cool, guy you'd want to hang out with, but when it came to the sport, he was the killer.
Nice. Naje Smith, Boise State basketball. Appreciate your time. We just barely got to know you this past year, and we're really enjoying this. So kind of concerned about the future. I think you're done playing college basketball. Fill us in on what's next for Naje Smith in terms of basketball. Do you have one more year, and do you have more basketball in your future?
Unfortunately, if I could find a way, you might see me back out there next year with Max. But definitely pursuing basketball, hopefully overseas, G League, anywhere that I can go and make some money. Definitely just looking for opportunities and to show that I can play at the next level.
Now, I talked to Max a couple of weeks ago, and obviously he's coming back for a sixth year next year, but everybody thinks he's going to go off into coaching. He wants to play basketball as well. He mentioned the overseas possibility. Any chance you two knuckleheads could end up somewhere like in Stuttgart, Germany on the same basketball team? That'd be funny.
Oh, I think no, I'm not giving too much insight to what me and him have cooked up. But just know that's something that we've talked about and may be in our near future.
So you're not tired of him yet. You still want some. You still need some Max Rice time.
Yes, sir.
There's a plan in the works for Naje and Max. Maybe they're going to open up a taco truck downtown Boise.
No, I think it's all about basketball. Maybe with a taco truck on the side.
That'd be nice. Naje Smith, and we love watching you play. You guys keep up the wonderful season you're having. Keep this thing going, and everybody listening, get out to Extra Mile Arena if you can. Saturday, 6:00, Boise State hosts Colorado State. Naje, appreciate you coming on Idaho Sports Talk. Can't wait to get you on again, man. Good stuff today.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
All right, good stuff. That's Naje Smith, Prater. Cool stuff. Cool kid.
Yeah. Nicely done. I'm going to get me some SpongeBob shoes. If they're cool enough for Naj, they're cool enough for Prater.
So because you said, I heard you dropped a SpongeBob that interview.
SpongeBob bikini bottoms.
Like underwear?
I don't know. They were tennis shoes. SpongeBob
Bikini Bottom is the name of the town where SpongeBob lives, Johnny.
Did you know that, Prater?
No, I just knew he was wearing some SpongeBob bikini bottom tennis shoes.
I didn't know that either, man. Good stuff. Again, that's Naje Smith here on Idaho Sports Talk. Sweet deal tomorrow, 7 p.m., 7 a.m., KTIK.com. You give us $25. We're hooking you up with $50 to buy at Euroshack. Some good stuff there. Let's talk conference championships with the special edition of No Brainer Brain Scratcher right here. coming up on Idaho Sports Talk.
From the Beacon